Alright, so in this video we are gonna get a little bit more serious. So now we wanna simulate a situation that, let's say we wanna connect these two switches, but the IP range for this switch is different from the other switch. And in order to do that, we need to use a router. A router is something between they're gonna get between these two to convert the IP range so they can communicate together. I will add the the 1941 switch. Oh, sorry, it's router 1941 router, and let's remove the connection between the switches. And I want to have a connection between this switch to the router and this switch to the router again. Alright, so the router is not using the fast Ethernet, it's using gigabit. Let's see what has the name. So gigabit Ethernet, yeah, gigabit Ethernet to. Alright, so we connected the switch 0 to gigabit Ethernet 0 and switch 1 to gigabit Ethernet 1. Now what we need to do first, let's change the IP range for these computers. So let's say, for example, it's gonna be 172.16.1.10. Okay, let's save it. Alright, let's go to the real time. Alright, the IP of this one gonna be 172.16.1.11, and let's the subnet mask will change as well for this IP range, and that's it. So now we need to set up our router. So to set up our router, let's just click on it and go to the config. We have two things that we need to change. One of them is inside the gigabit Ethernet, and the other one is gigabit Ethernet 1 for the switches. So gigabit Ethernet 0, we connected the switch 0 that has the IP range of 192.168.1. We connected these switch that with this IP range to the router gigabit Ethernet 0, and we connected 172.16.1.1. Okay, this is the IP range for this switch. And so gigabit Ethernet 0 gonna be 192.168.1.1. Alright, the subnet mask will be set automatically. And one other thing that we need to do is to set the port status on so they can communicate together. The port status, if it would be off, they cannot. It is turned off basically. So let's set the IP range for this one as well. Okay, and one thing we need to do now, there's one more thing we need to do, one last thing, is to set the gateway for the computers. So inside the IP configuration in each computer, we have a default gateway. So we set an IP for each of these ports that the switches are connected to, but we need to tell them that which gateway they're gonna cross to access these switches. So these two computers gonna go through the 192.168.1.1 gateway. Okay, and this computer as well. Gonna go to IP configuration. The gateway gonna be 192.168.1.1, and these three gonna go through 172 16.1.1. I'll just copy the IP and paste it for the rest of them. Okay, now we are ready to go. Let's test the connection. Let's go to get a ping from 192, 168, 110. Let's wait. Okay, it's okay. You can see the first one was a request timeout, but the other ones give me the ping. So it took a little bit of time for it to connect to the PC0. And let's test the packet as well. Let's send a packet from here to here. Okay, from PC1 to switch 0. From switch 0 it goes to router. You can see it sent it to the other two computers as well, but they didn't respond to it because the packet weren't meant for these two. Alright, let's wait a little. It went to router, went back to PC1. Now it is going again to the router and going to the switch 1, going to PC3, and goes all the way back to the PC1 again. Alright. So what happened here was that once the switch that sent it to the other PCs, why did it do that? So it was because first it needs to check that, let me stop the simulation. First, the switch needs to check if the IP address is connected to itself. Then it will go to the router, check the base IP address, and go to the PC and say that yes, we have this IP address here. So then it will go back to the router, go back to the switch 1, go to the IP address that was meant to be sent. So in the next video we are going to check the wireless connection and see how the wireless connection works. Make sure to like, subscribe, and thank you. Bye bye.